Hey folks, now that I've completed these infinity projects, I thought I should clean up this mess from this to this, which got my stuff all organized and checked all the diaphragms and such and seeing which ones worked and which ones didn't and how many ohms each one filled. And I ran across a few of my old ones I just had sitting around. I mean, this one here, they said if you used clear fingernail polish, you could actually get the metal strips to stick back down. And that worked a little bit. But as you can see, there's a lot of wrinkles. And I've always wanted to try something I read online years ago. So I think I'm going to. And I'm going to take you all along for the ride. And I have quite a few of these burned up diaphragms from years gone past. And one thing I noticed is, and I've always wanted to try, is can you see all these wrinkles? And being this one's burned up, you know, I never wanted to try it with a one that actually worked. I believe that's probably where it is. And that's where that cotton sits, folks. So if you're putting these things back together, make sure that cotton's stuffed down there, because look at that burn. But according to an ohms test, this one is no longer any good. So I pulled out my trusty heat gun here, and I'm going to give something I saw years ago a try. From what I understand, you can actually put this heat gun on low and gently heat it over top of the gun, and it should make this mylar tighten up. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. There we go. Now I'm not going crazy with the heat, and we're not getting too close. I mean, I'm using my fingers, and we're going to see if it actually tightens it up some. And if I can't burn my fingers, I don't think I'm going to burn the mylar. Holy shnikes. I know, again, it's going to be hard to tell because this diaphragm is jacked. I mean, like I said, it's burned up something fierce. But you definitely can see where the mylar has tightened up quite considerably. Now, I only did this once. I think I may give it another try, because I actually did another one over here and I was shocked on how easy it came out and how nice it actually looked when it was done. Can't melt my camera. Yeah, that's still a little warm here, but that's considerably better. So before you buy new diaphragms, or you know, you just want to give it a try, and your mylar or whatever this happens to be is all wrinkled up as bad as the other ones, yeah, you still see it a little bit. Of course, you know, like I said, these are burned up, so that's what one thing. Let's see if I can find the other one real quick. Yeah, I just found my second one here. As you can see, when you flatten this guy out, man, that stuff gets tense. I mean, I could still work it a little bit up in here, but again, these are blown up, so I'm not going to really fool with them too much, but the demonstration is what it is. That, and I doubt if I get all that out with that being melted to it anyway. So it does work. It does tighten up quite a bit. I mean, it's not a perfect solution, but wow, I am impressed. Again, you just put it over. I keep it on a low setting on my heat gun. I'm probably thinking that a hairdryer may even work a little bit, but you'd have to be a lot closer, and that kind of scares me because you would have it real close to where it may just melt and fall away. So I prefer my heat gun here. But set on the low setting and keep it about 8 inches away. You know, just kind of circle it around. You're trying to make it warm and hot, and it's kind of like shrink wrap. It pulls nice and tight. It's amazing. As I said, I think this may even have some fingernail polish on it. Yeah, it does. You can see that. So yeah, it's been fixed before, but as I said, it's a dead guy, so I'm not so worried about it. But it does work. And if you really wanted to, you could play with it for a little while and get everything tightened up real nice. Okay, here I'm going to do another one. As you can see, this one's also quietly jacked. Wow. Again, I'd have to flatten this out because it's got a nice curve in it, but that's tight, a lot tighter than it was. And what I like to do is I like to get it nice and warm, and then I just, as I pull it off real quick, I'll blow on it. Just across there to cool it down real fast. It causes it to like kind of shock. In the flooring world, there's also a trick with that with vinyl, where you heat it up real warm and then you throw a bag of ice on it, and it causes it to contract real fast, and it actually will suck a bubble to the floor if you have one, but that's in the vinyl world. So I guess it's kind of the same principle with this. You got it heated up real good, and then you kind of shock it cool, and it'll actually kind of shock itself right back into flat. Man, I just can't stop doing this. We got a bunch of old ones here, like I said. Thought I'd experiment. But wow. It really does work. I mean, that's almost good enough to install if it actually worked. And the inspection and correction world that I used to be a part of, they used to always tell us, if it's broke and you attempt to fix it and it doesn't succeed, it's still broke. So why not give it a try? Okay, that was fun. Off to the next project. Again, thanks for watching.